Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to K-Hoops TV. Today is just going to be a nice short video on my personal thoughts and commentaries on Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Bryant to the basket, inside!
Now, getting into the video, obviously the Milwaukee Bucks won against the Sun, 103 to 109. I've got the statistics right here on this screen, tying up the series 2-2 between each other. As we know from the previous games, Giannis is having an absolutely historic series, joining only Shaquille O'Neal as the one of the two players to have a 240 and 10 games in a row. Going through these statistics, just a couple things I had to say. Honestly, Jay Crowder wasn't playing too hot for the entire game, especially for playing 39 minutes. He was not doing too well like in the beginning half, but I think towards the end he started connecting his shots. He got a couple very clutch free throws for the Suns that, like, he kind of, I guess you could say he flopped the fouls, but I think that he did well acting those fouls out. You could give him criticism for that game. I mean, he shot 3 for 10. He was 3 from 9 from 3, which was not very good. Obviously, that's 33%. It's not a stat line you like to see, but I think that in the end of the day, he came up pretty clutch for the Suns. He had some very key three-pointers and free throws for them, and he went 6 for 7 from there. Getting to the main man himself, Devin Booker, right? He dropped 42 points, 17 for 28 from the field. 0 from 3, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, he was 8 from 9 from the free throw. He did only put up 2 assists and get a single rebound, but I mean, man, that's a good Devin Booker stat line right there. There was a bunch of Kobe comparisons. Obviously, I don't think he's as good as Kobe is at this point, but I think that he is playing like Kobe plays in the finals. A kind of selfish game, but I mean, it's to be expected when he has Chris Paul on his team, who's one of the better assisting and just in general playmaking point guards in the league at this point. Besides that, I mean, I think Miles Bridges was playing pretty well for his role. I think that, yeah, he was 3 for 4 from the field and 1 for 2 from 3. He wasn't terrible, you know. He had 5 rebounds, nothing else on the board besides 1 block. He had 0 turnovers. That's pretty solid, actually. Their bench unit, obviously, both these teams were running an 8-man rotations, just like any NBA Finals. So their bench wasn't terrible. I mean, Cam Johnson, he put up 10 off the bench for 4 for 6. It says he has a -9, plus or minus. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, he connected with some pretty clutch mid-range shots. Those 2 really clean ones closer to the end of the match, which put them up. But obviously, the deficit between the Bucks and the Suns is only because of fouling. It would have been more like 103 to 104 if like fouling didn't happen at the end of the game. But moving on to the Bucks side, I think the Bucks played pretty well overall. Actually, I take that completely back. I think that they played okay. But here's the thing, Jrue Holiday, man, he needs to, I gotta be dead honest, he needs to stop taking so many shots, man. He played 43 minutes, which is more than the entire Suns team, like anyone on the Suns team played, basically. Obviously, they run an 8-man rotation just like normal. But he went 4 for 20 from the field. Not only that, he went 0 for 5 from 3. He went 5 for 5 for free throws, but that's expected. I mean, you gotta be a decent free throw shooter. He had 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, which is pretty good. 1 turnover. He had a +8 overall. I think that he just needs to stop taking so many shots, man. If he wants to be a true, like, solid third option, I think that he needs to play the third option role. I saw he had the ball in his hands a lot of the times. He needs to really pass it up to Chris and Giannis, which I'll talk about Chris in a second, or someone like that. I think Brook can even play a solid, like, just extra scoring role if you need him to. PJ was honestly, I think PJ just didn't have a good match. I mean, he was getting unlucky with all those fouls that he was getting called on him. Well, not unlucky. I think that they're playing well, but I think it's just unfortunate he had so many fouls called on him. There's Giannis. Giannis had another solid match. 26 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists and 3 steals, which 8 assists is not something that you see from Giannis all the time, but it's really nice to see that come from. Well, actually, I guess you see it sometimes, but it's nice to see him passing the ball around, all that stuff like that. He had 3 steals, which is very solid, 2 blocks, and only 1 turnover. I think a key point of why the Bucks won is because their turnover rate, or the amount of turnovers they had, is so much less than the Suns. I mean, you see this on the Bucks. There was a total of 5 turnovers, versus in the Suns, literally D-Book himself had 5. Right. Besides that, Chris Middleton, man, he played like prime Michael Jordan. I'm telling you, this man might be the most inconsistent player in the league. Not in a bad way, because I mean, one night he'll give you like 12 points. He'll be just off the entire night, and then the next night he'll drop, what would he drop? 40 on your head with 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. This guy is literally played like prime Michael Jordan, man. It's crazy. He was connecting from midi the entire time. I mean, he did go, he went 3 from 8 from 3. That's not terrible. He went 7 for 8 from free throws. That's expected, obviously. That's solid. Chris Middleton had an incredible match. I'm kind of sad to see that Giannis didn't get 3 40-point, 10 rebound games. That would have been really, really cool to see. But, you know, I mean, obviously that's so incredibly hard. And, I mean, Brook Lopez went 4 from 9 from the field, so that means he connected on every single shot that was inside the arc, because he went 0 for 5 from 3, which was the biggest problem. I think that the bench unit played pretty well. Bobby Portis went 1 for 1 from 3, so he only connected from that 1 3-pointer, which really got the team amped up and ready to go, and that's what brought their spirit up, because, you know, Bobby Portis, all the Bucks fans love that guy, and I love that guy. That guy's a great guy. And Jeff Teague was Jeff Teague, 11 minutes, didn't really do anything. Pat Connaughton, oh yeah, he connected from 3 pretty well, 3 for 7. That's solid. He played 32 minutes though. I think he could have done a little bit more. 4 for 9. He only hit 1 shot besides those 3s. My personal opinion, the reason why the Bucks won this series, the biggest reason, is because Chris Paul was just off. It felt like, rather, he was off the entire night, man. He went 5 for 13. 0 for 2 from the field. Obviously, he didn't shoot any free throws, but man, it was really bad. I feel terrible for him. It is what it is. Chris Paul can't have great nights every single night. Devin Booker took over. He had that good night. Unfortunately, he was in foul trouble, which prevented him from a lot of things. He had to come out for a lot of the fourth quarter. Otherwise, he probably would have played the entire thing. He might have had 50 points at that point. But I think that there was some. In my opinion, I'm going to try to keep it as unbiased as possible, but I think there were a couple calls for fouls from both sides, actually, that were very questionable, but it is what it is, you know? Besides that, both teams shot terrible from 3. The Bucks shot 24.1 overall from 3. Suns shot 30.4, which is not something you see often. I mean, for the Bucks, it kind of makes sense. A little bit, just a tiny bit. I usually it's higher. It's definitely higher. I think it's around 35 usually. But man, I mean, the Suns got shooters on their team. They were just off this night. I think that's really all it was, man. I mean, besides that, the Suns shot 51% from the field. The Bucks shot 40. Oh, I forgot a key part of this video. DeAndre Ayton. That guy is playing his role to a T. Okay. 17 rebounds. Look, 17 rebounds, man. He locked up on the defensive. He only had 1 offensive board, but you know that's fine. He locked up on the defensive board. He didn't let them get too many second chance attempts. He got 16 D boards. That's pretty solid. He had 5 assists. He had 3 blocks, 2 turnovers. He had 6 points total. That's no big deal, but that's a very DeAndre Ayton-ish stat line that honestly it's not terrible. Okay, he played to the role that he is supposed to play in. But I think that he might need to take a couple more shots, especially because the Suns did not take as much advantage on stuff like mismatches as they should have, because I saw a couple mismatches that were just not taking advantage of which they needed to be. But yeah, besides that, I think that'll wrap up this video. I really hope that one of these teams wins the final. I'm gonna keep it completely unbiased here because I don't want to pinch any nerves or anything, because, you know, some people want Chris Paul to win, some people want Giannis to win. It is what it is. I'm fine with either way. But yeah, besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think I did a lot. I like making these little commentaries about separate games. I think it's pretty fun. I got other videos coming out soon. This one's just a short, like, filler type video. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot. If you liked the video, drop a like. Please remember to subscribe, turn my notifications on. It means so much to me. I'm really trying to grow this channel. But until then, see you guys later. Peace.